So how do our beliefs become so entrenched in our persona? Well, there's various reasons for this, and one could be certain values that you hold. For example, if you want to be seen as a good person, then you may need to hold certain beliefs consistent with being a good person. And this could have started way back in school when you wanted to be, a grade A pupil. You did certain things that your teachers expected you to do, and they told you that if you did that, you would be a good boy, a good girl, whatever. And, other things like, well, if you study hard, and you work hard, and you get good grades, and you pass your exams, you'll get a good job. And that is entrenched in people so that they will actually work hard to get good grades, to get a good job. Now, there in itself, it proves that belief sometimes isn't necessarily true, because people are currently leaving school without good jobs. But we get this, these reinforcement all the time. It could also be certain groups that you belong to. You may belong to a particular religious or social group or a professional guild or something where they hold certain beliefs. And again, with peer pressure, you may want to actually belong. There's a huge need for human beings to want to belong in society to certain groups. So you adopt their beliefs without question, without evidence, just to actually, become part of the group and to actually, satisfy your peers who will see you as a good person in that group. So there's some reasons there why we actually do this stuff. We grow up and we find out that some of these beliefs aren't true. For example, when you were a child, you were probably told that at Christmas time, if you're a good boy or a good girl, Santa will come down the chimney and he'll put presents in your stockings, and on Christmas Day you wake up and you'll have lots of good presents. Now as you grow older, you get to realise that Santa Claus in the main doesn't really exist. So your beliefs change over time, yet you'll still teach your kids the same story. And that's not a bad thing to do. But with other beliefs, we don't question them and they don't change over time, and we reinforce them. And when a belief is entrenched, when we actually hold a belief to be true because of the need to belong, for example, then once that belief is set, we will go and look for more information to reinforce that belief. And that's called a confirmation bias. And it's when you believe something and you're looking for evidence to actually fit that belief. So you confirm it by looking for the evidence to support it, hence called a confirmation bias.